I'm going to take it a little bit differently. I always like starting with something a little bit, I don't know. What strikes me is that, remember that quote, a reasonable person adjusts to the world. An unreasonable person persists in getting the world to adjust to them. Therefore, progress depends upon that unreasonable person. Now, we're in rural New York, and we are very reasonable people. I mean, we're lovely people up here. One is friendlier than the next. And we are so reasonable, we share our water with New York City. We live together with locals and transplants and second homeowners. And we accept whatever is given to us from the state, from our senators, like a fire truck or library books or a new roof for a hospital. But this is not the time to be reasonable. Our towns are decimated. I live outside of Margaretville, in the suburbs of Margaretville. I live in an area and I see the decay. I run a food pantry that started with 28 households, and we now feed 530 households. I know poverty, and I also know about guns and about violence. A study just came out that said Delaware County has the largest rate, the highest rate of gun violence in the state, specifically with suicides. This is not a time to be reasonable. At the same time, we have elected officials who take money from corporations so that they can be reelected every couple of years, who will use our tax money so that they can buy all kinds of fancy mailings that they can mail to us so that we'll go out and vote for them. And they'll take money so that they really do satisfy their real constituents, which are lobbying groups, not us. So not only should we not be reasonable anymore, I will not be reasonable. I will fight for health care for everybody here. I was the chair of Margaretville Hospital for a while. I was on the trustees of Health Alliance for about 10 years. I know health care. We cannot sustain ourselves the way that we're doing right now with health care. We have got to come up with a humane way of taking care of each and every one of us. I will not be satisfied, and I will not be reasonable with the kind of corruption that goes on in Albany. Many of you know this, but some of you don't know. I was a corruption investigator in New York City during the 70s, and I locked up police and judges and DAs and attorneys. That was my mandate. So I know a little bit about corruption, and I cannot wait to do stuff in Albany. So I will not be reasonable. I will fight, cajole, protest, contest. I will collaborate. I will argue. I will negotiate and mediate. I will outwit them, and I will outsmart them, and I will outcurse them. But we will get things done.